Hey, how are you? It's Mary Bicknell. Welcome to Lead a Life Uncommon, where every Monday you're going to get a little biz bite to start your week off right. And then every Wednesday, we're going to deep dive into all things personal growth, where my goal is to help you have an aha every single week. This podcast is for you, for the woman who's the go-getter, who knows there's more inside. And you know what? You're ready to smash through that self-imposed glass ceiling so you can finally see what you're made of. Ready? Let's go.
Hey, how's it going? Happy days. Today we're going to talk about how to stop hoping and finally make shit happen. This topic about hope in marketing, hope in your goal setting, I think we just need to drop it. Hope, the word hope, I believe so strongly, is just as bad as the word should. Another day, we're really going to focus on hope marketing and answer the question, is this actually manipulation? In other words, are you breathing too much hope? You hope you can work it out, Sally. You can make your dreams come true. Or are you just really manipulating her? Are you pressing too hard on the pain button? Are you facilitating the unethical construct of FOMO? I hope you can do it so you can join us. We're going to talk more about that another day. Today, what we're going to talk about is hoping for yourself. Hope that you're going to accomplish something. And whether or not when you say, I hope I can do it, whether you're really just falling prey to the indoctrination you've suffered being a woman. What I find is that so many times women are just sitting around like, I hope my Prince Charming comes, right? We're kind of like that. Like, I want you to think about this from the different perspective of men and women. Boys, let's start with boys. Boys are not sitting around, you guys. Boys aren't sitting around going, well, I hope I get a raise. I hope I get that job. I hope I did the touchdown, right? He's imagining how to win. He's imagining what to do. He's practicing every day. He's memorizing what needs to happen. And girls were so often brought up using hope in the guise of thinking, believing, or actually taking action when really there's no action being taken. Sometimes we are taught, really, just be a good girl. And if you're good enough, hopefully Prince Charming will save you. We're not really being asked to think about what we want and how to actually do the work of making our goals happen. And it's almost like a default. And every now and again, I catch myself like, I hope you really like this. And I think every time I say it, I just kick myself because there's certain words. Have you ever gotten that, right? Or there's sometimes where all of a sudden you pick up a word. Maybe you've listened to somebody and they have maybe a different cadence in their speech pattern. They have different funny little words that they use. I know, for example, my East Coast accent comes up every now and again when I'm tired, or certain words like toilet. Or I'm cold, I want to go home. I mean, occasionally it comes up, right? And sometimes when I'm around women who use the word hope, I hope that really works out. I hope that sometimes I pick it up again and I'm always like, I hope you really got something out of that. We're going to talk about what to say differently today. And the pattern, though, really plays out. So right now, I want you to think about how often are you even saying this? I want to help you think about is using the word, I hope I can X, Y, and Z empowering or disempowering to you. Empowering or disempowering. And I want you to think about this really clearly on how many times, like I said, you've heard your spouse, your friend, your brother, your uncle, your dad ever even use the word hope. Being a powerful woman who does the work. Well, first of all, let's back up. Being a powerful woman, being a woman who is focused on how she is showing up in the world, does the work, takes action to achieve a result. She's not just sitting around hoping it all works out. Let me give you some examples when it comes to business and whatever goal. So let's just really, whatever goal this is. So because we're guilty of this in all areas of our lives. And it's not that there's never maybe a place for it. Like, of course, I hope for world peace. That's kind of just more of a cliche because it kind of means nothing. Who doesn't want world peace, right? But I want to teach you the difference about hope versus want. For example, how did it go today? Oh, I hope they reach out to me. I did a big talk. I hope they reach out to me, as opposed to you being the business owner and making the connection, reaching back out, following up, sending them an email, connecting with them on LinkedIn. Or I really hope I close this client, as opposed to mastering the art of sales calls, mastering the art of marketing so that you actually bring in your ideal clients. What about this? I really hope I can lose this weight. I hope I can lose this 20 pounds. It just doesn't even, how many times I hope I lose this 20 pounds. I hope that it goes okay. That just, even saying, it just like brings my entire energy down. So I'm not trying to down your energy. But think about it. Instead, if you use the word I want a new client versus I hope I can find a new client. I want to, instead of saying, I hope they reach out to me, say, want to reach out to that person. I want to make a connection. Instead of saying, I hope I close this client. I want to close this client. I'm going to make sure I have my notes ready. What about this? I want to make more money versus I hope they say yes, or I hope my boss gives me that raise. I worked with a client once and she said, I hope I can get a raise. And I was like, well, have you asked for a raise? Have you gone in and sat down to talk to your boss about getting a raise? Have you documented the return on investment, that what you're bringing, the ROI that you're bringing to the company? No, I really just hope that they can see how hard I work. I want to tell you, if you're here, most of the time, no one's going to see how hard you work, my friend. That's a misnomer that you're thinking people can see it because you are feeling tired. You are doing, quote, the little extras. And this could be applicable too if you're owning your own business and you're doing some extras that maybe are outside of your contract. It's like contract creep, they call it, right? It's like, here's the scope of the work and it's scope creep. And you're hoping that your client really loves all the extra work that you're doing when really you have crossed your own boundaries. This is where a lot of times people get burnt out. They get frustrated. They get resentful because they, quote, hope that my client sees the extra. I hope my boss sees that I'm showing up early. I hope my boss sees that, I came in on Saturday to blah, 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 and straighten the office, which was not even your job. You didn't even need to do it. It wasn't like an actual thing that you made your boss aware of. You were just hoping that maybe somehow. And this is where you get yourself in trouble, as opposed to, I hope my client sees all the extras that I do. What would it be like for you to say, I want to serve my client really well? And then that's enough. Let that be enough. What about this one? I hope I can make more money. I think we just did that one, right? I hope they say yes. I hope my boss gives me right. What about this one? I want, as opposed to like, I hope I can lose the weight. What about I want to feel sexy with this weight loss? Today, over the next couple of days, reach out to me over on Instagram, Mary Bicknell Be Bold, and think about over the next week, how many times you either have heard someone say the word hope or you've said the word hope. And how could you change that into a powerful statement, a powerful thought, a powerful action by saying, I want? Here's another one that you can use. I will, right? I want something. I will make it happen. I will make my business profitable, as opposed to, I really hope this works out and I make money. or I will master my thinking and my mindset versus I hope I can stop being doubtful. When we phrase things in the way of desire and of what we actually want, first of all, I want you to I want you to practice doing this. Let's just use this example. I will master my mindset and thinking versus I hope I can stop being doubtful. I hope I can stop being doubtful. It's hard to even say that powerfully. I hope I can stop being doubtful. It just doesn't as opposed to I will master my thinking. I can't even say that. I'm literally trying to say, I hope I can stop being doubtful. I can't, there's just no power that even comes with this. Really play with this, practice this. I will make my business profitable. I hope to have a profitable business. It's like physically, I literally cannot even, no matter how hard I'm trying. Actually, this is funny, this experiment. I want to give you this experiment. It's impossible for me to put the same level of energy and vibration and cadence and definitiveness in my voice when I'm saying something around hope versus I will or I want. I want you to practice this. This is going to be, I think, a moment for you. So here's your bold action step. Write down some of the things that are your goals. You want to make 20 grand a month, 50 grand a month, 100 grand a month. You want to lose that 10 pounds. You want to be a marathon runner. You want to climb 10 mountains this year. I hope I can get in shape enough to climb those mountains. Is very different than I will get in shape so I can climb 10 mountains this summer. Well, I hope I can figure out how to make 10 grand a month, 50 grand a month. I want to make 50 grand a month and I will master the art of making that happen. Completely different energy, completely different. What about if you're working with a client and they say something like, well, I hope I can do it. What would you say to her? What would you say? See, our thinking is so powerful. The words we say in our head are powerful. The sentence we say out loud are actual thoughts that came out verbally aloud. So if you even if this is part of your construct of speaking out loud, I hope I can do it. I hope I can do it. I hope I can do it. You're probably saying that inside your own head dozens, if not thousands of times. I think they say something like we have tens of thousands of thoughts a day. And if you are articulating this verbally out loud to another human being, the probability of you saying that so frequently in your own mind as a thought is significantly high. It's significantly high. And so your job is to become vigilant about, first of all, becoming aware of what's coming out of your mouth. And then recognizing, oh my God, the words coming out of my mouth are thoughts that I've had. And I am the master of my thoughts. I am the mistress of my thoughts. As soon as you catch yourself, as soon as you're able to catch yourself, immediately transform that sentence, transform that word, turn it into something powerful. And if you're able to, better yet, is write it out. Write it out so that you can start recognizing that doing this type of work is, first of all, it's constant vigilance until it becomes a habit, until you create new neural pathways, until you recognize and believe that you can change, we have neuroplasticity. We can change our thinking. We can change our brain. We can change this. And it takes discipline, dedication, and taking 100% responsibility. So how do you even know if this is happening to you? The easy way to know is if you're not achieving the results, if you don't have what you say you want, say you hope to have, I should say. I hope to have a $2 million house one day. I hope to have a 4,000 square foot house one day. I hope to have a whatever it is, a boat. If you don't have those things now, it's because you've been saying, I hope to one day, as opposed to I will make it happen by X day. I hope one day I have a boat, as opposed to I want a boat. I will figure out how much I need to make to put the deposit down by next month. And every day you're in the, I want a boat. What do I need to do to make that happen? It's totally different. I just feel like I just want to practice this a couple more times. It's really fascinating to me. It's like, as I prep for you, I think things out, and I just hadn't, it's been a while since I have needed to, if you will, stop myself from saying, hope. It's not every now and again it slips out, but for the most part, it's not even part of my verbiage. Of course, as soon as I say that, it's going to be funny where it's going to slip up. So it's really fascinating, even me saying this to you and doing this exercise out loud. I just feel compelled to keep doing it because it's fascinating, literally how my body is receiving and vibrating with that emotion, with that disempowered state. It's disempowering. So one of the benefits of this exercise also is when you understand that physical state of disempowerment, then you can start recognizing when I actually have, for me, it's this weird funkiness in my chest. And I feel my shoulders already just like come in, and I feel, like your neck kind of goes turtling in and my shoulders come up. It's like, let me put my shoulders down and talk about what I want and what I will make happen. It's funny when you start learning, oh my gosh, my shoulders are up. My breathing's different. That's also a moment to say, whoa. Maybe you didn't say something out loud, but maybe you said something in your head that made you feel constricted and disempowered. That's a moment to stop. Because a lot of times people are like, I don't really know what I was thinking about. I just know that I feel bad. Well, if you feel bad, or you feel disempowered, or you feel despondent, or you don't feel like you're ready to do it, you're not driven, you've lost that drivenness, that's your moment to think, wait a minute. I know when I have this feeling in my body that it's come from me saying something out loud that caused this feeling, or is a thought that I've had. What was I just thinking about? Because the truth of the matter is sometimes, our thinking is such a habit. Here's another example. Let's go to the, I hope I lose weight. And before you know it, you're sitting on the sofa and it's the end of the day and, Rocky Road ice cream sounds good. You're like, I want some Rocky Road ice cream. I'm going to go get some Rocky Road ice cream. I hope that I have a Rocky Road ice cream in the freezer. It's like, what were you thinking that caused that? What were you feeling? Were you feeling tired? It's the end of the day. And it's become a habit. At the end of the day, you sit on the sofa, you eat. Because the thought is, I've had a long day. I've worked hard. I deserve it. Sometimes our thoughts go so fast, right? If we're having tens of thousands of thoughts a day, this is an art. This is a practice. These thoughts go so fast that sometimes the only way we know that we're having disempowered thoughts is becoming more aware of our body. And if that still isn't working, we have to get real honest with the results in our life. You can't deny the behavior of buying Rocky Road every time. You can't deny the extra 10 pounds or buying a new pair of pants. You can't deny not having sales calls on your calendar. Those results are caused by whatever feelings you were feeling, to not reach out to people, to not go exercise, to put the Rocky Road down, Sally. And those feelings were caused by your thinking. So your assignment, your bold action step, I'm going to reiterate it, is to go back and come up with some hope statements versus want statements versus will statements. Hope is really just a longing. It's not an action. Remember that. It's not an action. Okay. Remember, you get to decide to lead a life uncommon. You get to choose it. You get to choose to think differently, so you feel differently, so you can behave differently, so that you can take the actions required to have the results that you want. And if you are not achieving the results that you want, if you're perpetuating these common results, not making enough money, not having as much free time as you want, not being in love with your physical state, your body, you're not being where you're average or common. That's a choice. Once you become aware of that being a choice, it's hard to go back. So decide right now that you're willing to do this work so that you can lead a life uncommon. And I'm going to do this too. I'm going to practice this. This is crazy. I love doing these exercises. And this is life-changing. This is life-changing. Just this episode, if you did this work over and over and over again, and you removed this concept of, I hope one day, out of your life, literally, you will have uncommon success and results. Enjoy the rest of the day. I look forward to you reaching out to me over on the Insta and telling me what reaction did you have with us. Enjoy the day. Talk to you soon.
Hey, you've been listening to the Lead a Life Uncommon podcast. I'm here helping you create a life to allow you to do whatever the heck you want to do, whenever you want to do it. If you got some value out of this, I'm going to ask you, pop over and give a 5-star review. Subscribe and share this with a girlfriend you know is ready to lead a life uncommon herself. And I want to give you a couple things. Number one is pop over to marybicknell.com/podcast. I have something called the Guide to Your Hidden Thoughts Around Money and Success. You're going to uncover some good stuff there. It's a little workshop I'm giving to you. And another thing I want you to take advantage of is this exercise I did all around connecting with your evolved future self. You're going to love this exercise. It's going to be fantastic. In fact, when you're done, please go and tag me on Instagram or any of the socials and tell me what you thought. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say, and I'll chat with you soon. Bye now.